What's going on, baby? Slick Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, unveiling official information. And so, let's get started. And there's no way around it, today is a big one. This is the most important news update basically of the month because Bungie goes into much further detail about how the Destiny content vault will work and exactly what is staying and what is going away on November 10th. So, on that date, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, the expansion, goes live, but at the same time, the Destiny content vault is being introduced. Essentially, a lot of stuff in the game right now, entire planets in fact, like Titan, are going away. They're going into the vault, and that means they will no longer be accessible. However, the vault is not a permanent death. Some stuff may be coming back at a later date. In fact, some of the content we're getting on November 10th includes old vaulted Destiny 1 content, such as the Cosmodrome area on Earth. So, what exactly is going on with all of that stuff? Again, Bungie breaks it down, so let's start here with strikes. So, on November 10th, these are the strikes that will be available. So you have some from the EDZ, some from Nessus, Tangled Shore, Dreaming City, Moon, Cosmodrome, and a new strike on Europa. Remember, Europa being the new planetary area that's added with Beyond Light. And these are all of the strikes that are moving to the vault. So we are losing a lot. Essentially, it's all the different strikes on all of the 4 planets that are being vaulted. Now, an asterisk here is actually at the bottom saying that the Devil's Lair and Fallen Saber strikes that are actually within the Cosmodrome are going to be coming out of the vault later in Year 4. So not exactly on November 10th, but perhaps the season right after, we're going to get those strikes as well. Moving on from there, Gambit and Gambit Prime. Oh my goodness, this is a big one. So, on November 10th actually, Gambit Prime will no longer exist really, and Gambit as we know it will change. Essentially, they're merging into one definitive Gambit game mode. Now, Bungie actually says the new version of Gambit will be similar to Gambit Prime as a single round face-off with tweaked blockers, heavier moat drain, and some changes to Primeval Fight. We will give more details on these updates before the revamped mode goes live next season. Wow, massive change. Like, if you are a Gambit player, that is huge, huge news. But the introduction of just one pure Gambit mode will certainly mean that the matchmaking is going to be easier as everyone will be in one playlist. And important note, the Gambit Prime armor perks will be depreciated. So don't think you have to go out and farm those armor sets to get an advantage in the new Gambit. No, those won't be active. However, Bungie says we are exploring ways to rebalance and reintroduce some of these perks as armor mods in the future. Alongside these changes, we'll be rotating some maps into the vault while retaining popular arenas for the mode. In fact, here is the breakdown of what is going to be available and what is moving to the Destiny content vault. You'll notice this is actually kind of the opposite of what is happening with strikes. Some of the being deleted planets like Deep 6 on Titan, that's still available, and Bungie cites the fact that they're just keeping the best maps and rotating out the least favorite maps, regardless of, the fact that Titan's no longer there. So actually that's, I think, the best way to go about the more PvP focused activities. In fact, speaking of such, let's talk about the Crucible. So, like Gambit, Bungie says the Crucible map playlist will feature a best of mix, and they'll be pulling from Destiny 1 and 2's legacy. So again, you're going to see some of those vaulted planets still have maps present in the Crucible. So here is the breakdown of all the maps available on November 10th. So if you see your favorite, that's good news. And here is all of the maps moving to the Destiny content vault. And that's a lot. Like, we are losing a lot of PvP maps, and hopefully there'll be a few more added that obviously, take place on Europa and so on. So the downside obviously is a lack of variety when it comes to maps, and also, certain people I'm sure love these maps. There's gotta be some people out there who love Equinox. I don't know who they are, but there's gotta be. And so obviously those people are gonna be disappointed. Hopefully Bungie can just keep on rotating stuff, bringing stuff out of the vault, especially when it comes to stuff like PvP maps, because we're getting a much more limited selection. Might as well spice it up consistently with, constantly stuff moving in and rotating out all the time. But maps aren't the only thing being vaulted within PvP. Bungie also says that a lot of different game modes are gonna be disappearing. So the reason for this, according to them, is to keep the playlists more focused, and so you have a larger matchmaking pool, and therefore they can match you with teams that have the best connection. So here's the breakdown of all the maps staying that will be available on November 10th, and then all the modes moving to the Destiny content vault. And again, that is a lot of modes. Alright, moving on from there, we have raids and dungeons. Now, firstly, dungeons. So here's the breakdown, and wait a sec, Prophecy is staying? I thought it was going away. Well, turns out it is actually staying. All 3 of the current dungeons will be available to play in year 4. Now, Prophecy does have an asterisk beside it because it will go away for a very short period of time, and then it'll be brought back after a technical update. So it's like kind of gonna disappear for, I don't know, like a couple weeks or something like that, not even a whole season apparently, and then it'll just be brought back into the mix, which obviously is a great thing. Moving on from there, raids. Now this one Bungie has been kind of very vocal about, and here's the breakdown in case you don't know. So the raids available are going to be Last Wish, Garden of Salvation, and then a new raid taking place on Europa. All the other raids going away, and that is why currently if you do any of the going away raids, so Crown, Scourge, Leviathan, etc., you can redo those raids over and over again within the same day, and you can still get raid loot. Whereas, Last Wish, if you do a Last Wish run on your Hunter and you try to do another one on your Hunter, you'll get no loot the second time. So if you don't know about that, if you haven't done these older raids, definitely this is the time. However, some good news for us raiders, those 3 won't actually be the only 3 raids to play, because Bungie also says the Vault of Glass original raid is being brought out of the content vault and introduced sometime during year 4. So not right at November 10th, but during that year we're going to get essentially a new raid for a lot of people out there. Moving on from there, exotic quests. So with entire planets disappearing, obviously a lot of exotic quests are tied to those planets and they will no longer be available. Now, importantly, you'll still be able to acquire these exotics, but in a different way. So perhaps they're just going to be moved into the world loot pool drop, right? But here are all of the exotic quests that will be disappearing. So if you want to get these exotics through their original exotic quests, you need to do that before November 10th. And that is pretty advantageous. Like the Thorn quest, yeah, it's annoying, but at the end of the day, you outright get the Thorn. If all of these exotics are just kind of put into the world loot pool drop as random drops, it could be quite a while before you randomly get the Thorn, right? So I would definitely err on the side of caution. A lot of these quests aren't that difficult, and again, try to get those done before November 10th. But exotic quests aren't the only things being impacted. Exotic catalysts are quite impacted as well. And so here are all of the exotic catalysts that are being vaulted. So for example, you get the Skyburner's Oath catalyst from the Leviathan raid. If you don't get that before it goes away, you won't be able to get it. Bungie does say they may reintroduce these catalysts at a later date in a later season, but you definitely want to get them now, because if you've already earned them, it's not like the catalysts themselves are being vaulted, it's just the way to get them. So if you already have the Skyburner's Oath catalyst, you can just equip it and use it like normal. So it's just going to impact the people who haven't acquired those yet. So again, get on that before November 10th. And then moving on from there, Bungie decided to answer some individual, very commonly asked questions. So firstly, what goes away when a destination is vaulted? So Bungie says, it's pretty much everything, story missions and cinematics, all the stuff we already went over, but that includes collectibles and scannables, destination-specific activities, so Mercury's Forge and Mars's Escalation Protocol, like those are going away, and freely roaming the destinations themselves, all that stuff. You can't go there anymore, obviously. Next question, what will new Guardians experience if the Year 1 campaigns are going away? So, with some of the core Year 1 destinations entering the vault, it's true that the free-for-all players' Red War, Curse of Osiris, and Warmind campaigns will no longer be playable, and Bungie says we are building a new expanded Guardian origin story on the Cosmodrome that will launch alongside Year 4, and will be available for all Guardians to play. It is designed to introduce you to the world and mechanics of Destiny and prepare you to play the action MMO game we all enjoy. The Forsaken and Shadowkeep story campaigns will still be playable in Year 4 for owners of those expansions. Next question. What's happening to the Whisper and 0 Hour secret missions and their exotic rewards? So the answer, the Whisper is entering the vault alongside Io, and so too is 0 Hour, given the old tower was part of the Red War campaign, and which is also entering the vault. Their exotic weapon rewards will not be acquirable until we find a new way to reintroduce them. So if you're keen on getting them, make sure to do that now. Wow, so get those weapons, because if you have the Whisper and its catalyst, you're good to go. If you don't, you gotta get on that. And the last question they go over, with the Forsaken campaign, Tangled Shore, and Dreaming City sticking around after Beyond Light's launch, does that mean other Year 2 seasonal content will remain playable in Year 4 too? So Bungie says no. The Year 2 seasonal content, including Forges, Reckoning, and Menagerie, will be entering the vault on November 10th. Wow, be sure to experience that content and mark the final items off your collections and checklists before they are vaulted. Here is a cheat sheet of what to complete. So Ada Black Armory, all the Forge quests and so on, gone. So grind those Forge weapons. There are some great ones for PvP, like make sure to get especially a good Hammerhead machine gun. Gambit Prime, Reckoning, Season of the Drifter quests gone. Benedict, Werner, Menagerie, all the Season of Opulence stuff gone. So make sure to get a good beloved sniper rifle, for goodness sakes. Pinnacle and Pursuit weapon quests gone. So note that these weapons will receive an alternate acquisition method, more details to come later. Okay, so that is good. You can still get those Pinnacle weapons in some sort of new way. And guys, whew, that is it for all of the information divulged today about the Destiny Content Vault. It is just going to be bringing so much changes, and that is frankly so much content going away. Like, there's no other way around it. Now, is that going to freshen up the game? We're also getting brand new content at the same time, and is Bungie going to be consistently bringing stuff out of the vault and vaulting new stuff so we just always have new things to do? Well, those questions remain unanswered, and we're just going to have to wait and see. This could be a great thing for Destiny, and it could also be a very bad thing because, again, just so much is being lost. But that's it for the information. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.